Cities are alive. They breathe through the streets we walk, the parks where we gather, and the transit systems that connect us. But what happens when that breath is shallow? When the heartbeat of a city is clogged with traffic, pollution, and isolation? This is where transit-oriented development, also known as TOD, comes in. You see, TOD isn't just about building transit lines or erecting tall buildings. It's about creating a vision for cities where movement, connection, and sustainability thrive together. In this video, we'll dive deep into TOD, what it is, why it matters, and how it's transforming cities worldwide. When I first heard about transit-oriented development in one of my university classes to become an urban planner, it sounded quite simple, built around transit. But as I dug deeper, I realized TOD is about much more than that. It's about reshaping how cities grow, how people connect, and how we tackle the most urgent challenges of our time, from climate change to housing affordability. You see, even when I began researching transit-oriented development, I knew I needed more than just facts and figures. I needed to hear from the people that are actually shaping these transformative projects. And that's why I reached out to the two head planners of Vancouver and Calgary, two cities leading the way in TOD innovation. The city of Vancouver's land use vision is deeply tied to TOD principles. They prioritize high-density developments around SkyTrain stations, mid-scale density along bus corridors, and lower-density areas farther out. Marine Gateway, a hub in the Marpole neighborhood, exemplifies TOD as its best. Marine Gateway is more than just a transit hub, it's a thriving community where density, accessibility, and design come together seamlessly. It's a place where people don't just pass through, they stay, they connect, and they thrive. While Vancouver's TOD strategy focuses on leveraging its well-established SkyTrain network, Calgary's approach highlights the importance of integrating transit with public spaces and walkable design. You see, the city's committed to a successful TOD strategy that combines integrated planning, investment in public spaces, and active community engagement. Bridgeland is one of the proudest examples, bleeding residential, commercial, and recreational spaces within a walkable environment. And these conversations reinforce something essential. TOD isn't just a planning framework, it's a vision for creating better cities, places where people want to live, work, and connect. That's why I wanted to tell you this story, and it's what drives the work being done in cities like Vancouver and Calgary every day. So what exactly is transit-oriented development? TOD is an urban planning approach that prioritizes density, walkability, and public transit. It's about designing cities where homes, jobs, and shops, and also parks, are all within easy reach of a transit station. At its core, TOD flips the traditional city model on its head. Instead of sprawling outward with highways and parking lots, TOD builds upwards and inwards, creating compact communities that are efficient, sustainable, and vibrant. But TOD isn't just about transit or density. It's about rethinking how cities grow to address the challenges of our times. And you see, to face these challenges, transit-oriented development stands on 5 pillars: density, diversity, design, destination accessibility, and distance to transit. And let's explore these more in detail. First of all, density, which is all about building up and not out. You see, density is the foundation of TOD. By building up instead of out, TOD creates neighborhoods where more people can live, work, and thrive within a smaller footprint. But density isn't just about tall buildings. It's about balancing housing with green spaces, schools, and amenities. Second up is diversity, which is a mix of uses and people. You see, diversity in TOD means creating a mix of uses: home, workplace, shops, and public spaces, and ensuring accessibility for people of all income levels. This mix creates a vibrant 24/7 neighborhood. Third is design, which prioritizes people over cars. Good design makes TOD areas enjoyable and functional. Streets prioritize people, not cars, with wide sidewalks, bike lanes, and public art that makes neighborhood feel alive. Fourth of all is destination accessibility, which is closing the gap. You see, accessibility is key. A well-designed TOD network connects people to essential destinations: job, education, healthcare, and making life easier and opportunities closer. And finally, there's distance to transit. In TOD design, everything is within a short walk or bike ride of a transit station. There is a 10-minute rule, making sustainable travel the easiest and most convenient choice. But to truly understand TOD, we need to look back. You see, cities have always grown around transit. In the 19th and early 20th century, streetcars and railways shaped urban cores, creating vibrant walkable neighborhoods. But after World War II, the rise of the automobile brought a seismic shift. Highways and suburban sprawl replaced dense, transit-rich cities. The result? Car-dependent neighborhoods, environmental degradation, and growing social isolation. By the 1990s, cities in Brazil and cities like Portland in the US began pioneering TOD as a way to reverse these trends, bringing people and life back to urban centers. If we're talking about positive impacts, there's a few. Imagine a world where cities breathe easier, where the air is cleaner and our reliance on fossil fuels diminishes with every step we take towards a transit-oriented future. TOD is a powerful tool against climate change. By reducing car dependency, it slashes greenhouse gas emissions, conserves energy, and promotes cleaner air. A study revealed that TOD neighborhoods produce 30 to 40% fewer emissions than their car-dependent counterparts. And this isn't just a statistic, it's a glimpse into a future where urban design harmonizes with the environment. In Vancouver, Marine Gateway's transit-first design ensures fewer cars on the road and more sustainable modes of travel, and cities around the world are following suit, leveraging TOD to create climate-resilient futures. TOD is more than just the environment, it's about people. By prioritizing walkability, mixed-use spaces, and access to public transit, TOD fosters stronger, more connected community. Take Calgary's Bridgeland for example. Here, TOD principles have transformed the area into a vibrant, inclusive neighborhood. Parks, cafes, and local businesses thrive alongside transit. And this creates spaces where people naturally come together. And these spaces reduce social isolation, strengthen neighborhood bonds, and make cities more livable. TOD isn't just shaping the way we move, it's shaping the way we connect. TOD also drives economic growth, creating opportunities for businesses and savings for residents. By designing neighborhoods that prioritize pedestrians and transit, TOD generates foot traffic, which is the lifeblood of small businesses. In TOD hubs, local businesses thrive. Residents spend less on car ownership and fuel, with studies showing savings up to $5,000 annually in TOD areas. In South Africa, the Louis Botha corridor shows how TOD can increase economic access, giving underserved communities easier routes to jobs, education, and commerce. This isn't just an economic win, it's a step towards equity. Environmental benefits, stronger communities, and thriving economies. This is the promise of TOD. But like any vision for the futures, it comes with challenges that cities must address to truly realize its potential. You see, one of the most significant challenges of TOD is gentrification, a topic which I've recently made a video about. And as transit-rich areas attract investment, property values often soar, pushing out long-time residents and small businesses. This tension is especially visible in cities like Denver, revitalized neighborhoods but also displace vulnerable populations. Gentrification is a real concern, but cities like Vancouver are tackling this head-on. By integrating affordable housing mandates into TOD planning, they ensure that new developments include homes for people across all income levels. Inclusionary zoning and public housing investments can make TOD equitable, preserving diversity while driving growth. Building TOD isn't cheap. Coordinating between transit agencies, developers, and government often lead to delays and budget overruns. In some of Toronto's neighborhoods, ambitious TOD plans faced years of setbacks due to funding gaps and community opposition. But there are solutions. Public-private partnerships like those in Hong Kong demonstrate how TOD can be a financial success when transit development is paired with real estate investments. You see, creating financing models such as land value capture and tax increment financing are also paving the way for sustainable TOD implementation. Another hurdle is public resistance. You see, misconceptions about TOD often fuel fears of overcrowding or loss of community character. Educating residents about the benefits of TOD is essential to gaining their support. When communities are involved from the start, TOD becomes a shared vision rather than a top-down initiative. And if you're thinking this isn't possible, well, there are examples. Singapore's TOD model is often considered the gold standard. You see, the city's mass rapid transit system integrates seamlessly with high-density housing, shopping malls, and public parks. This integration has reduced car ownership rates and made Singapore one of the most sustainable urban centers globally. In South Africa, Johannesburg's Louis Botha corridor shows how TOD can address social inequities by connecting underserved communities to job hubs. The bus rapid transit system over there has increased economic access by 16%, while fostering a more inclusive city. The next wave of TOD will integrate smart technologies, from autonomous vehicles to an AI-optimized transit schedule. The future is about making TOD more efficient and responsive to urban needs. As climate change intensifies, TOD must also focus on resilience. Elevated transit lines, green infrastructure, and energy-efficient buildings will be essential for cities adapting to rising sea levels and extreme weather. To conclude, TOD isn't just about transit, it's about transforming how we live. It's a vision of cities that are greener, more connected, and more inclusive. By rethinking how we design urban spaces, we can create places where everyone has the opportunity to thrive. So let me know in the comments down below, what does your ideal city look like? If you enjoyed this video, let me know by liking and subscribing. As you might have seen in the last video, I'm trying to get 10,000 subscribers by the end of this year, and I know it's possible with your help. Let me know what else you'd like to see next, and I'll see you on the next one.